Mike Sella and Joe Riney are back here at the Longmeadow Bowl for this edition of Championship Bowling, and we move to our second of three matches. On the left, Ron Korecky, our number 4 seed, taking on Dale Guess on the right from Midlothian, Virginia. Dale, 29 years old. He's got an unusual approach, to say the least, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But first, Ron Korecky will start us off.
Get lucky.
Yeah, we're going to get another one?
No. Didn't quite have the legs.
Ronnie will take that. That was a little stray off to the left.
Once again, Dale coming in as the higher seed has the choice as to whether he wants to bowl first or have his opponent bowl first, and he's chosen the latter, which means that he will finish bowling the match first, so that his opponent will be sitting there with the 10th frame to bowl, and he'll have completed it, hopefully being able to put pressure on him. And Ron, speaking of putting pressure on people, starts off nicely with a spare in the first. And there's Dale Guess with his unusual start to his delivery. Unusual start, but traditional finish.
Pretty effective, wasn't it? Dale shot 1560 in the qualifying Saturday, and you'll see the results of the unusual style with the wonderful finish there. And Dale throws quite a few of those. He shot 1560 in the qualifying. His high game was 183. The 7th, 8th, and 9th games, he shot 171, 173, 172.
It's unusual at the start. Does that help him do something which allows him to bowl better? In other words, keep down on the ball? Or?
I think that's exactly what it does. See, he stays bent instead of going to the line more of an upright and then leaning. He starts that way, and tough to criticize while I'm sitting here and he's up there, right?
I guess if you could walk up on your knees and roll it, doesn't matter. You get the result.
I can't reach down there for it. I can't do that. Okay, Dale gets 9 on his strike in the first frame, giving him 19. Ron Korecky has a spare in the first frame.
Again, a situation where neither of these players have come up with a DPBA Tour win, and therefore lack the star on the back that signifies that win. So they are attempting to record that and move on to the championship match against Rich Downing, our number 1 seed tonight out of Camp Springs, Maryland, near Andrews, Maryland. Ron Korecky.
One more! Get over there!
I believe we'll be giving a star to a stranger, because I don't believe Rich Downing has a star either, does he?
Let's take a look.
Watch the flying ducks. We're just checking. Rich Downing's history looks a little bit like mine. 3 seconds. Nothing to be ashamed of. He lost to Jimmy Wolfensberger.
Oh, beautiful spare pickup there by Ron Korecky. God really appreciates that one. He's got 2 back-to-back. Watch the end there as
boy, it jumped like somebody threw it over. And that will get the adrenaline flowing. I'm going to go out on the limb and say this is going to be a good ball.
Oh! Well, Joe, you made up for some of the calls in previous weeks in which you were off the mark, but that time you were right on the mark as Ron Korecky was on the mark.
Can't miss them all, Mike. Watch, he's going to do it again.
Looked as pretty that time as it did the first time.
Well, you watch these guys enough and you can almost get inside their brain.
Ronnie does have it going. There's no question about that. Had a nice 154 in the first game to win by 19 pins over Kurt Johnson to move into this particular match.
I tell you, and I know Ronnie's game personally much better than I know Dale's. And Ronnie, right now, what helps his game is to get the ball out on the lane, and he is getting the ball out on the lane.
Dale Guess, of course, probably one of the more unusual deliveries of a bowling ball.
But if you watch, except for the pose at the beginning, everything is pretty much the same as everyone else. Okay.
And there's Charlie Guess, Dale's dad, former DPBA member, also former world record holder when the score was 246.
I bowled many games with Charlie Guess. Tough man.
Well, Dale's got that one. His second mark in the match in the fourth frame. Ronnie has not had an open frame. He'll be bowling in the fourth, and it's bowling with that confidence that success breeds. Oh! And Ron Korecky has things going his way as once again.
Okay.
Take a look at the results.
I think Ronnie enjoyed that, and I really believe that the slide shot he made in the second frame set that up, because it's
got a double working on here in the fifth frame. Oh, came close.
Okay. Pulled the ball left, but carried 9 pins, leaving the 6 pin, and he's off to a running start against Dale Guess. That's a little jerk at the end there, you see. Pulled off to the left, but took out the 1-3, and now he'll shoot his single.
There he is. Marked in 5 straight frames now. And now Dale Guess. He's got his work cut out for him as he gets up. He's working off a spare himself in the fourth.
We have the opportunity to possibly see a 200 TV game. Mike, that would be exciting. Not too exciting for Dale at this point, but...
Ooh. Once again, he was right where he was supposed to be.
There's dead wood in the channel. Clear. See how square he keeps his shoulders? And he comes through, doesn't he? Sometimes they just fall in the wrong direction.
Dale Guess. Oh, almost got it.
Moved it around.
Played the wall, the rubber wall that time, as he really came in on the left side, hit it hard, bounced it around, and almost came up with the spare.
It was close, wasn't it?
And he closes that out with the full 10.
Ron Korecky enjoying a 32-pin plus a ball lead after 5 frames as Dale Guess bowls the 6th frame, and he knows something's going to have to happen. You see the concentration and concern both at the same time, I believe. Okay.
Well, something did happen as he records his second strike of the match. You see Dale Guess in the way he's got his unusual form before bowling, but the results speak for themselves. And now the red-hot Ron Korecky, who is marked in each of 5 frames thus far tonight in the second match. He's throwing the ball right where it's supposed to be and getting good results.
Yeah, his score sort of indicates exactly what he's doing. 106 through 5 frames. Enjoying a 41-pin lead, Mike. That's stretching it out a bit, isn't it?
See the 10-pin, which is the opposite of his. Missed it.
Can't get him off, baby. Ready, hold a pin.
And he has the third ball to try to pick up the 10th pin. And he's got it this time. A little bit upset with himself because missed out on the spare. First open frame for him. He's got 116 in the 6th.
Regardless of your lead, you hate to miss when your opponent has just thrown a strike because you're sort of throwing a little encouragement his way.
Korecky moves forward.
Well, he just gave him another shot at the pin he just missed. So we'll see if the third ball, practice ball we call it, that he used to hit it for a 10 frame, helps him here.
Well, he just missed this one moments ago. Let's see if he makes corrections and comes back and gets it. It doesn't.
Did exactly the same thing.
So he's missed the 10 pin twice, and he's missed it again. So now he's got 125 in the 7th, and perhaps a glimmer of light left for Dale Guess, and see if he can take advantage of it.
Ronnie's angle on the 10 pin is really not a good angle because he pretty much shoots it right down the rail and there's just no room for error.
Got some screaming going on down in front from Dale's wife and family.
I do believe that was Laura and the little girl, Nikki. They wanted the double bad.
There they are. They're quiet now, but just a moment ago they were looking for just a little more action to give them the double, as you said, Joe.
Nikki looked a little concerned, didn't she, the little girl?
Well, he's got the spare. Let's take a look.
As Dale converts the spare down and under.
Really does get some lift on that, doesn't he?
As he gets a little older, that may be a little difficult to do. But I tell you, the change takes place sort of automatic as you add the years on.
I guess. Got a break and gets a strike. Things have turned just a bit as now Dale Guess has marked 3 frames in a row, including 2 out of 3 with strikes. As you see the form that delivered that particular ball.
Watch him fly, and I tell you what else it's done. It's put some thoughts in Ronnie's head because Ronnie knows he just missed 2 singles.
Yeah, got that one down, and once again for the 3rd frame in a row, we have the 10th.
And it's just as tough to hit this time, if not tougher. Dale has closed the gap from 41 pins to 20. And of course, you can't look back. But had the 8-pin fell in the 7th frame, we would have quite a match.
Well, he comes right back and knocks it down this time after leaving it standing the previous 2 frames on the spare attempt.
He went after it very aggressively that time. If I'm going to miss it, I'm going to miss throwing at it instead of guiding it. As you can see,
look at the determination there.
Yes, he did.
Right on it. Played it to the left just a little bit more that time, and rather leaving it out in the
I'm sure he told himself, I'm not going to miss it right. Okay, a 7 count. 142 through 8. Dale Guess having a strike in the 8th frame. So we're still wide open, Mike, for a lot of excitement in these last 2 frames.
Ron Korecky and Dale Guess
I think
trying
Ronnie
to earn the
gamble.
rights to move on to the championship match, which is coming up next on Championship Bowling.
I can tell you what's going through Ronnie's head. After the first 5 frames, the events started to change. It was a change in events, and things sort of turned Dale's way. And what happens in this situation is you start looking over your shoulder, and it's a little tough to run from a guy when you're looking back. And I think Dale got Ronnie's attention, and this might turn out. If he spares, he'll be 135. So where we set at right now, Mike, if Dale can mark in the 9th and 10th, he can force Ronnie to mark in the 10th frame to win. So Dale's selection of making Ronnie bowl the last frame last is working out.
Well, he's got 8 on that ball. Working off the strike in the 8th, has an opportunity here with the second ball.
He wanted the double bad, but the spare is just as good. If he can spare here, go over in the 10th frame, make a count and another spare, Ronnie's going to be on a mark.
Dale Guess gets it.
And looking ahead, when you blow a 40-pin lead and you need a mark, it's a little tougher.
Especially if it comes up that he leaves the 10-pin again.
Oh.
Let's take a look at Dale Guess in slow motion, up close.
Catches a 6-10 on the outside and kicks it off the wall. Big ball.
Take a look at Ron Korecky taking a deep breath. He's watching Dale Guess very interestingly.
This ball can decide the match. And it just did. He has to make this. 7 gives him 142. Gives Ronnie a 9-pin lead after 9. If Dale makes this, puts 10 on, Ronnie would still need a mark. But making this is quite a task. It's quite a slide. It's a 6, 7, 10. And in this position, he won't play the rubber. He'll try to slide the 6 over. He'll try to catch the right side of the 6.
All right, for the match, Dale Guess.
Shooting it right down the rail, Mike. He caught it outside.
Oh, just missed it. Had no other choice but to go for it, and just did miss it.
A game effort.